Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Friday evening yoga. And I hope that you're feeling fantastic after a wonderful week. And hopefully this yoga will further support your good feelings inside, because that is what it's all about. We're going to begin tonight by just sitting on our seats and taking a moment to center ourselves after a busy week. So resting your hands wherever is comfortable, sitting towards the front of your seat, closing your eyes or gazing gently downward if you prefer. And here, take a moment to just step away from the other things going on in your life and come into your yoga space. Leave behind your list of things to do, anything that's troubled you this week, and give yourself the next 60 minutes to nurture and care for your body and your mind. Bring your awareness to the parts of your body that have contact with something underneath them, like the soles of the feet, perhaps the sitting bones, the buttocks, the backs of the thighs. Allow your body to feel that supportive contact. And from that firm foundation, lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Try to do that without gripping in your tummy muscles too much or in your shoulders. And once you've lifted tall, just observe how your body feels. Perhaps you already feel a little softening of tension. Perhaps you're aware of some discomfort, some areas that could do with a little extra attention. And throughout class, remember, always working safely within your limits, making that a pleasurable space so that you leave this practice feeling even better than when you arrived. Move your awareness to your breath and just gently deepen your breath. Drawing your abdominal muscles gently inwards and upwards to help a fuller exhalation. And then breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the back, the chest. Breathing out a long, slow breath, completing with a little gentle engagement across the navel. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out slowly, deeply, and completely. Keep moving your breath in a slow, deep rhythm. And see if you can simultaneously soften your face, your shoulders, your chest. After your next deep exhalation, gently drawing your chin towards your chest. And then rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, chin back towards the chest, and left ear to left shoulder. Going from side to side, exploring those connections between the movements of the head and the structures of the neck, shoulders, chest, back. Perhaps you can feel it down the side of your face, under your ear, your chin, your jaw. Just observing, not spending time anywhere that feels too intense. But if you do feel somewhere could do with a little bit of extra attention, you can stop there for a moment Take a couple of soft, deep breaths, relaxing your face and shoulders. And then when you're ready, perhaps choose one more place, opposite sides if you've worked on one side, to take a couple of deep breaths, softening the face and the shoulders. When you're ready, you can bring your head back to center and open your eyes if they've been closed. We're going to relax the arms to the sides and just roll the shoulders a little bit backwards and a little bit forwards. Excellent. We're going to stand up because we'll work our way back to sitting, but we're going to stand up to begin with. So coming into any comfortable standing position, chair a little bit to the side, feet nice and wide apart, little softness to the knees. And today we're going to start with Kati Chakrasana, and then we'll do something else and we'll come back to it as well. But for now, we're going to let those arms relax to the sides and gently twist from side to side. So we don't want to push too much with the feet because we want this movement to be gentle and easing. The object is not to twist as far as you can, but to feel a softening of tension from the back of the body, perhaps the sides or the front, anywhere that your muscles have been working to hold you upright today. And then if you'd like to, you can free your feet to do a little pivot. Nice soft in the elbows, the shoulders and the fingers. A little firmness across the belly perhaps, just for support. And if you'd like to, you can touch your opposite shoulder in front of you, opposite hip behind, or allow your hands to tap the body wherever feels good to you. If you'd like to, you can add a little soft plie in the center, little bend and twist, bend and twist. And taking care to make that transition, giving yourself an opportunity to catch your balance and coordinate. Keeping that gentle engagement across the belly muscles, perhaps now a gentle engagement across the buttocks as well. And then we're gently going to transition. So we're going to come back, maybe just slowing our movement down, coming back to steadiness, just as we normally do. And then this time we're going to come into a rotating work, but with our cactus arms. So take a moment in stillness, take your arms apart so that your elbows are to the sides of your body and turn the palms forwards. And it doesn't matter if your elbows are at shoulder height or slightly lower, but don't raise them much higher than that. So around about shoulder height is good, lower if it's better for you, in front of the body if it's better for you. Little softness in the knees, firmness in the belly, and twisting, but not so far now. So we're just rotating with the upper body if possible. So if you allow your shoulders to stay back, your elbows to stay back, they will help your shoulders to stay back. As we twist from side to side, and perhaps you can notice the difference between this movement and our original movement. A little bit more in the upper body, a little firmer in the buttocks and the belly muscles. Perhaps you can feel those muscles, the obliques down the sides of the body, doing a little bit more work as well. And then we're going to take this and turn it into our reaching twist. So we're going to reach the opposite hand across the body as we twist, and you can pivot on your toes at the same time. If you'd like to, you can do a punch. You don't have to, but some people like that, or you can just reach your fingertips. We're going to draw the other elbow back behind us, so the opposite arm comes back behind as we reach the hand across. And so we'll take a few of these just to give us a little opportunity to coordinate. I've added a bounce with the knees, which you don't have to, but if you'd like to, it's happened automatically. What can I say? Very good. So now we've got our coordination a little bit more. Let's try reaching up. So we're diagonally up and drawing the opposite elbow back and down. A little thumbs across the belly. Very good. And then we'll come back to our center. So reaching just across to give us an opportunity to transition into reaching down. So diagonally down, aces. Great work, girls. Reaching the opposite elbow back and up. Very good. We'll do one more to each side, then come back to center for a few. And then we're just going to slowly soften out of this movement. Take ourselves back to our Chakrasana with the arms just loose. We're not bending the knees. We can pivot on the toes if you want to. Keep the feet still if you prefer. And just allow the arms to soften, the shoulders to relax. And when you're ready, bring your feet to stillness and allow your upper body to gradually lose its momentum and find yourself back in the center. When you do, let's take a moment to close the eyes here or gaze gently downward if you prefer. And feel the effect of your practice. So coming back to stillness is a really good practice in yoga because it allows us the opportunity to feel the effects of whatever we've done. So perhaps you can feel tingling in your fingers or a sense of vibration in the arms, that prana, energy, vitality. Perhaps you can feel warmth or effort across your shoulders. Hopefully between the shoulder blades, feels like you've been working there. And maybe there's a sense of length or openness or space down the sides of the body or across the hips. Whatever it is in your body, feeling that feeling. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands to the center of the chest, palms together. Lift your chest, take your chin towards your chest. Find a gentle smile to soften the jaw, the throat, the neck. And in your own time, raise your head. Release your hands, open your eyes. Awesome sauce, guys. So we've warmed up this rotation part of the body, and it helps us to access lots of the muscles that we would use in our other movements as well. And we're going to do our little sideways bends as well. Why not? Why not? Before we do that, we'll do a little opening for the shoulders as well. So there's lots of as wells happening today. I don't know what that is all about. Feet nice and wide, knees a little bit soft, left elbow nice and relaxed, and then just making the circles that feel good to you to make with your arm. So it might be you want to start small and just feel what's going on, or if you've got a little bit of discomfort, just feeling where it feels good to move and where it feels less useful to move, avoiding those spaces. And then if you want to, you can move more of your body as you move your arm. So again, just like our neck movements, feeling the connections in the body, feeling that space underneath the armpit, the connection into the top of the shoulder, into the neck, into the chest, back, down the sides of the body as well. And when you're ready, you can reverse the rotation. You can go the opposite way. And again, you can start small if you want to, no problem at all. Just find your way. If you want to add a little bit more. And a touch of lift in the abdominal muscles or engagement across those will help to keep this movement stable and keep those spaces in the back of the body from making too much effort. So we want the front of the body to work as well. Very good. Let's do one more this way. And releasing that arm. Feel the difference between the two sides of the body. So for me, one feels really vibrant and alive and warm, and the other one just feels like it wants to feel the same. So we'll do the opposite side now. Soft in the right elbow, starting with opening circles. So we want to feel what the natural range of movement is without any particular effort. And then maybe explore slightly deeper, making sure that whatever we're doing feels supported by the muscles in the body, so we don't feel like we're doing anything unhelpful for the shoulder. Whenever you want to, you can put a little bit more of your torso into the movement. explore that sense of connection. And then we can go the opposite way as well. So just changing that rotation, starting perhaps small and inquisitive. And whenever you're ready, adding a little bit more spice, shall we say, to this movement. A little firmness across the belly, maybe in the buttocks as well. And then maybe one more, or finishing now if you're ready. Releasing the arms down to the side, just checking that the two sides feel more balanced now. And then we're just going to shake out our wrists as well. Maybe do some rolling of the wrists, rolling in the fingers. Sorry, with long fingers. And then rolling of the wrists with the thumbs into the center and the fingers wrapped around. So if you've been doing some paperwork or a lot of emailing, or perhaps you're writing your novel, everyone's got one in them apparently, then we can get a little fatigued in the hands. Let's go the other way as well. And this really helps this particular movement. Ooh, sorry, cracking an ankle there as we go. Okay, and then just relaxing, wiggling the fingers around. Awesome sauce. Let's do our side bending that we've been doing since the beginning of spring. I'm stepping back so my arms will be in the picture. We're going to bring the feet a little bit closer together. So they don't have to be super close, but maybe underneath the hips is good here. And as we go into a right side bend, we're going to lift the right heel. And that means that we can allow the left hip to move to the left as the arms go to the left arm goes to the right side. And then come back into the center, float both heels off the floor and go to the opposite side. So lifting the left heel as we lean to the left, lifting the right heel as we lean to the right. We're going to allow the arms to move all of the time. So you can start with them apart and move the left arm across the body, the right hand to the left, and then move to the opposite side. My instructions are a little bit wordy today, but I hope that that makes sense. I know those of you who are regulars in class are familiar with this movement. So we're just gently swaying from side to side. We don't want to do more than the body feels really comfy with. So again, this is a movement that we want to feel gentle, maybe a gentle lengthening, not too much in the way of a stretch. And if you want to, you can begin to move your hips away from the side you're leaning towards. Just a little touch. And that helps to lengthen out some of those structures across the sides of the body as well. We'll do one more to each side. And then come back to the center. Just float the arms down to the side. Take a moment to readjust your clothing if you need to, like me, and observe the effect of that practice. Observe what's happened in the sides of the body as we've done that work. Excellent stuff. Okay, so we are doing still a few spirals in our class tonight, but we've got to get there. And first we're going to do a little bit of Utkatasana, chair pose. So we're going to, I know, chair pose, and we're chair yoga, it's fantastic. So we're going to have our chairs in front of us, facing onto the chair. We don't want to be too far away, maybe close enough to have your elbows a little bit soft, feet directly underneath the hips, and we're going to float up onto our toes and then back down to our heels. So use your chair for support if you need to, or you can lightly rest your fingertips, so you only need to use it if you feel the need of it. Firm in the belly, a little touch of lift in the buttocks perhaps as well. And then as you inhale, floating up onto your tiptoes, and as you exhale, coming down onto your heels. So we want to make it really lovely coordinated with the breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. If you want to, you can let your hands come away from the chair, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. We'll do one more like this. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then we're going to bend our knees just to wherever they get to, and then lengthen them so we feel a little sense of relief in those calf muscles. Okay, so this time we're going to do bending the knees. So we're going to go down and then come up, but with the heels on the ground. So hands in front of us, really nicely lifted in the front of the body and the belly muscles. Think about bending your knees as you exhale down, and then we're going to inhale up. Exhaling down and inhaling up. So take a moment just before we do any more to decide if your feet are in the right place. So for some of us, we feel this in our knees, but if you open your toes out a little bit, it can feel a little bit better. So perhaps that will suit your knees or your hips a little bit better. It's all to do with ankle mobility. So we can work on that as well. So from now, bending the knees as you exhale and then inhaling up. Try it. Do a couple with a different position of your feet. See if that feels better. If you'd like to, you can change your feet again. We're going to do 2 more. Bending the knees, inhaling up, exhaling down, and inhaling up. And then squaring the feet, just because that's useful for our next exercise. So we're going to do a combination of both of those movements, inhaling up onto our tiptoes, and then as we exhale down, bending the knees as deeply as feels comfortable, weight into the heels and thinking about taking the hips behind the body rather than in front of the body. Okay, so we're going to inhale up onto tiptoes and exhale, bending the knees, coming down as far as feels comfortable, and then inhaling back to tiptoes, firm in the belly, and exhaling, heels on the floor and bending the knees. Inhaling up, exhaling, heels on the floor, bending the knees. Inhaling up onto tiptoes, exhaling, heels on the floor, bending the knees. That's our last one. Come back to standing. And if you'd like to, you can give your legs a little bit of a shake. And if you'd like to, you can shake both at the same time with the feet on the floor. No problem at all. Okay, so we're going to do just as we did on Wednesday, coming up onto tiptoes and then reaching one hand up and over to do 3 circles on one side and then 3 on the opposite side. So facing onto your chair, firm in the belly, inhaling up onto your tiptoes. I'm going to use my left hand first. So left arm reaching out in front, reaching all the way over and behind, and just breathing here in any way that feels good. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Keep reaching that left arm up and over and then behind. And then we'll float the heels down and we'll do 1 more, reaching the left arm up and over and down behind. So 2 on tiptoes, 1 on the floor proper. Let's do the other side. Inhaling up onto tiptoes and then just allowing your breath to flow. Right arm reaching up and over and round behind, firm in the belly, and let your head follow the movement. Reaching up and over and round behind, and then floating the heels down. 1 more, reaching arm up and over and round behind, and then finishing with the hand on the chair. Little shake of the legs if you need to. We're going to take a forward bend here to do our downward facing dog. So leaving your hands on your chair, walk your feet away, a comfortable distance apart. Little lift in the belly, softness in the knees, extending through your tailbone, maybe turning your head from side to side if that feels comfortable. And if that feels comfortable, perhaps swaying your hips from side to side. And then when you're ready, looking towards your seat, pressing into the chair back and stepping your feet in. Aces. Well done, guys. Okay, so we did on Wednesday, we did Virabhadrasana. We did various sitting down poses, but we're going to try a standing up pose today, Virabhadrasana Warrior One. So again, with your chair in front of you, same position. We've done this a few times. We're going to step back with one foot. We want to make sure that the feet are still hip width apart when we look down, but the back heel might be turned in behind you. That's okay. Wherever it is that you've got your feet, however far apart or however far apart, this way or this way, just make sure that it feels comfortable for your hips. So still facing onto your chair, and if you feel like you need your chair for support, make sure that the leg that's forward, which in this case is my right leg, the right hand is on the chair, and otherwise the opposite way around. I'm apologizing because I didn't say step back with which leg. So if you're doing it the opposite way around, you can. We want our belly muscles to be a little bit active and a little bit active in the buttocks as well. So imagine that you're squeezing a 50p piece between your buttocks and holding it there. And we want to increase that sense of contraction with the buttocks, that's the word, and then just ease slightly away from that. So we don't want it to be really grippy, we want it to be sort of halfway there, and halfway there with the belly as well. And we're going to bend the front knee to wherever feels comfortable, but if you can see your toes, then that's quite good, especially that big toe. Leave your front foot hand on the chair, and with the other arm, reach forward. And if you feel comfortable just reaching forward, that's fine. If you want to reach all the way up, you can as well. Here we're going to press into the heels of both feet and then press into the pads of the toes of both feet as well. Firm belly, firm buttocks. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then we're going to release the top arm down, and then we're going to reach that arm across the body and behind us. Look towards that hand if it feels comfortable. You don't have to if you don't want to. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and then just allow that arm to float down to your side as you turn your your chest back to the front. We're going to step forward onto both feet and just feel the difference between the two sides of the body, and take another downward facing dog. So walking your feet away from your chair seat, little softness in the knees, extending through the buttocks, the tailbone rather. Little turn of the head from side to side if it feels good, maybe a little sway of the hips, or you can paddle your knees, so bending one knee and then the other to get a little undulation in your movement. Excellent stuff. When you're ready, looking towards your chair seat and stepping forward, I'm going to swap to the other side so it's easier to demonstrate, but you guys can just stay where you are. It's no problem at all. So facing onto your chair seat, stepping back with the opposite leg. So in this case, it's my right leg stepping back, checking that your feet are still hip width apart. Your back heel can be turned in, no problem at all. And see if you can gently ease your hips to face towards the front without any strain. So that's what we want to avoid, any strain. If you would like to, you can hold your chair seat with your front foot hand. We're going to look forward, engage the buttocks, not all of the way, but some of the way. Engage the belly muscles and then bend the front knee. And we want to press down with both heels and press down with the pads of each toe. When you're ready, you can raise your back leg arm up in front of you or over your head, it doesn't matter which. Allow your shoulder blades to come down the back a little bit. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then release your top arm down, and we're going to draw it across the body and reach it behind us. For a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then relax that arm down to your hip as you turn forward and step both feet together at the chair. Lovely job. Okay, guys. So before we come down to sitting, we'll just do a little cat pose with our chairs. So I'm going to turn my chair around, but you can turn around to face your seat instead if you like. Place your hands down on your chair seat as far apart as they'll allow you to go. And if you want to at home, you can use 2 chairs to get your arms a little wider apart if you like. Walk your feet away from you so that you have a little tabletop position here. So the back is straightish, the arms are straightish, and the legs are straightish. You can soften your knees. Here, we're going to imagine that we're dragging the heels of the hands backwards as we look forward, opening the chest, maybe tipping the tailbone up a little, and then rounding the spine the opposite way. Press into the hands, chin to chest, and tucking the tailbone under a little bit. So we're going to inhale forwards, dragging the heels of the hands backwards, and exhale, rounding the opposite way, pressing through the hands into the seat. Inhaling forwards, exhaling, rounding. Let's do one more like this, inhaling forwards, exhaling, rounding. Try not to lock your arms or knees straight. Then come back to the center, and if it feels comfortable to stay where you are, then you can gently look from one side to the other. So as you do that, draw the left hip towards the left shoulder, draw the right hip towards the right shoulder, side cats for the side of the body. And then if it feels okay to stay where you are, if not taking a break, it's okay. Then we can make undulations through the spine. So we can make a wriggly spinal movement where we do a little bit of side, a little bit of up, a little bit of down, and get a wriggle on through the whole body. If you're going in one direction, please go in the other as well. You can just do rotations if you prefer, that's not a problem at all. And then when you're ready, you can step your feet a little bit closer towards your seat, bend your knees a comfortable distance, bend, and then walk your hands up to standing. Super duper. Aces. So I'd really like to do one more forward bend before we come to sitting. Fingers crossed you're all down with that as well. So for this one, we want to engage the back of the body. So we want to engage, we worked a lot on the postural chain posterior chain, last term, which was all the muscles of the space in the upper back between the shoulder blades, across the shoulders, into the back, the low back, the buttocks, the backs of the legs. So we want to activate those to make this movement really steady and really strong. So I'd like you to watch first before we do together. So we're going to face onto the seat of the chair, and feet as wide apart as feels comfortable for you. We're going to breathe in and take the arms up. It doesn't matter if they're in front of the body or over the head. And then as we breathe out, draw the hands down to the center of the chest, firm the belly and the buttocks, and just keep rolling forward until you can reach down and touch the seat. So we get a really rounded spine. And then we're going to bend the knees and then roll ourselves back up to standing. And as we come to standing, reach the arms back and then come all the other way and do. So we're rolling up and rolling down. Does that make sense? For anyone who has a sensitive back that doesn't like this movement, sit this one out. Okay? Okay, so we'll do 3 of these, I think. Facing your chair, firm in the belly, firm in the buttocks, breathe in, take the arms over the head, bring the palms together, and as you breathe out, draw the palms down to the center of the chest and just let your nose follow your fingers down, and rounding the back, soften your knees, touch the chair seat, and then when you're ready, you can press into the feet, firm the belly, roll back up to standing. And as you come to upright, turn the palms forwards and then reach the arms up. So looking up, firm belly, firm buttocks. And then bringing the palms down to the center of the chest, rolling forward and down. If you want to, you can coordinate your breath and movement together. Soft knees, Firm the belly, round through the spine to come back up to standing. Turn the palms forward. Breathe in as you reach up, looking up, and breathing out as you bring the palms down through the center line of the body, rounding forward. Soft in the knees, firm in the belly and the buttocks. Breathe in as you round up. Breathe out at the center, and we're just going to do one with the arms up and down, so not with the body. Breathing in, reaching the arms up, and this time just simply drawing as you breathe out, hands down to the center of the chest, but nice and tall. Excellent stuff. Okay, guys, so we're going to come to sitting on our chairs. I know you're thinking to yourself, finally. No, not at all. Okay, so on Wednesday we did warrior twos and we did lungy type positions, and today we're just doing lunges. So we're going to start on the left side because we started on the right side last time. So I'm going to take my left knee and point it to the left, sitting almost sideways on my seat, and point my right knee towards the floor. Make sure that you're feeling supported so that you've got a reasonable amount of your body or your bottom on the chair. You don't feel like you're going to tip over. Anyone who would like to, you can take your right knee a little bit further behind your hip if you want to open that space at the front of the hip. And so we're going to begin by facing the same way as our left knee and simply raising the arms up and drawing the palms to the center of the chest. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Reach the arms forward and up, firm belly, firm buttocks, and then breathing out as we bring the palms to the center of the chest. 1 more, press into your back heel, breathing in, and breathing out, palms to the center of the chest. Very good, okay. And then we're going to breathe in this time and do a side bend. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, bend over to your left side. So reaching the arms perhaps towards the chair back. Breathe in back to the center. And then breathing out that side bend again. We'll do 3 of those. Breathing in back to the center. Firm belly, firm buttocks. Breathing out, side bend. Breathing into the center, we're going to breathe out and bring our arms, our palms together down to the center of the chest. Lovely job. And then we're going to take our arms into cactus hands. And we don't have to do both because I can't do both because of the chair seat. So you can leave your left hand down on your left thigh, but bring your right arm at cactus arms. And we're just simply going to open our chest. So we're going to turn to the right a little bit, and then we're going to turn to the left a little bit. So using our chests, the elbow is bent to keep the shoulder blades. We're going to do 3 of these. So 1 more, opening to the right and twisting to the left, and then releasing this arm down. We're going to let that right knee come forwards to meet the left, which hopefully feels good now. And we can turn ourselves to center in our seats. We're going to take a back bending pose here. So feet comfortable distance apart, reaching the arms wide, reaching the hands behind you to catch hold of your chair seat. Roll your shoulders open, slide your hands down to open your chest a little bit more, maybe looking up towards the ceiling. A little firmness and lift in the belly muscles. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then very gently bring your chin back towards your chest. Just relax your arms from the chair back and let them swing forward. Make any wiggles that you need to with your shoulders. And then we'll do the opposite side. So we'll swing ourselves round so the right knee is pointing to the right. The left knee can point down, or you can take that left knee behind your left hip a little bit to open that space. Do what feels best for you. And then here, we're going to firm the belly, firm the buttocks, press the feet away from each other. Breathe in, take the arms up, look up. Breathe out, bring the palms down to the center of the chest. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in, taking the palms up, looking up. Breathing out, palms down to the center of the chest. Last one, breathing in. Breathing out, palms to the center of the chest. Now we're going to breathe in and reach up, and breathe out, lean over to the right. So reaching your arms over to the side of the back of the chair. Breathing in back to the center. Breathing out over to the right. Breathing into the center, firm in your feet, belly and buttocks. Breathing out over to the right. Breathing into the center, breathing out, palms back down to the center of the chest. Leave the right arm down, take the left arm to cactus hands, bent at the elbow, palm facing wherever is useful. And then from here, we're going to breathe in as we turn to the left, looking towards the left, and breathe out as we twist to the right, elbow coming towards the right. Breathing in, twisting to the left, and breathing out, twisting to the right. One more, breathing in, twisting to the left, breathing out, twisting to the right, and then coming to center, just relaxing your left arm down, bringing your left knee forwards, and then walking in your tiptoe round to the front for a forward bend. So this time, we're going to sit ourselves a little bit deeper into the seat, widen the knees, and we can do 2 different kinds of forward bends. So the first one, we're going to hinge from the hips. So if you imagine that this is your seat and this is your spine, we're going to try and hinge forward as much as possible and then round down. So take your hands to the tops of your knees. You've got space between your knees to bring the body forward. Roll the chest open, look up slightly, lift in the belly, and as you exhale, fold forward. And whenever you get to where it feels comfortable for you, you can round the spine down and reach the hands towards the floor. And if it's comfortable, you can gently turn the nose from one side to the other to turn the head. And just take a couple of deep breaths. Hopefully it feels spacious to leave your body here and you don't feel too constricted. And then when you're ready, hands to the tops of the knees, and you're going to firm the belly muscles first and then press into the hands to bring your body upright, nice straight spine as soon as possible for as much as possible. So this is our first way to do our forward bend, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we're going to take 3 of those lovely breaths that we do with our arms here. So breathing in, take the arms out and up, looking up. Breathing out, bring the palms together at the center of the chest. Good job. Breathing in, reaching out and up. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Last one, nice and firm in the belly. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then to finish, we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together, so that when we fold forward, our bellies will rest on our thighs and it will help to round the spine so we get that sense of a length happening in the back of the body. So here, firming the belly and just sliding the hands forward and letting the body follow as the hands slide down the legs, draping your body over your thighs, letting your shoulders relax and the back of your neck relax. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. It's not so useful to turn the head from side to side in this position. And whenever you're ready, you're going to press the feet into the floor, really firm the belly and the buttocks, and then round, so draping your arms, rounding back up to sitting. And here we're going to do 3 breaths where we take the arms wide. So we're going to breathe in and take the arms wide, opening the chest, and breathe out, bring the arms back to the center. Doesn't matter if it's namaste or not, but you can do it if you like. Breathing in, arms wide, open the chest, lift the belly, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Breathing out, hands together at the center of the chest. One more, breathing in. And breathing out. Excellent stuff. So girls, this ends our active part of the class. And so I'd like you to gather your things that you need for relaxation, whether that be an extra layer on the feet or the arms. In my case, it's the arms for sure. And a blanket, if you'd like a blanket, and a block for underneath the feet, or a sturdy book or similar, if you would like that support as well. It's just turned a little bit cool here. It's been quite a lovely day, but it's just turned a little bit cool this evening. We've just had a big rain shower while class has been on. So we'll do a breath exercise before we sort of enter into relaxation proper. Please excuse me. So getting yourself really nice and comfy. Settling back into your seat, but for our breath exercise, making sure that you still feel that your spine is lengthened and lifted, resting your hands wherever is comfortable. For breathing, it's recommended to use Chin Mudra with the first finger and thumb together and the other fingers nice and long, because it promotes a deep breath to the lowest lobe of the lungs. So if that feels comfortable, you can do that. And if you prefer to just rest your hands, that's okay too. Take a moment to just bring yourself to a steady position. Close the eyes and feel the body resting. It's never completely still because our breath is always moving, but resting in that near stillness, observing the effect of all of your efforts through the class. Notice if you have any areas of residual tension. Perhaps you can soften a little bit with your breath, or just with your awareness, let it go. And we've worked with breath ratios where we exhale for longer than our inhalations, quite often in class. And so tonight, I will gently guide you, but you can follow a self-directed practice if you would like to. So we're going to start with just breathing a little deeper. So gradually encourage your breath to be a little bit longer, breathing into all of the spaces you can find to breathe into, the chest, the back, the sides of the body. And as you breathe out, engaging across the navel to help you breathe out a little more fully, which will help your breath in to be a little longer. So taking those deeper breaths, nice and slow and steady, softening the forehead, the jaw, the shoulders, the chest. Exhaling slowly, deeply, and completely. After your next exhalation, you can try counting the length of your breath in and out. Remember, there's no right length or correct length of the breath. It's just however your breath naturally falls. You're observing it, taking note. If your breath in is slightly longer than your breath out, you can work towards balancing the two so they are the same length. But if your breath out is balanced or it's already a little bit longer, you can work to extend the exhaled part of your breath, so exhalation only. Keep your breath in the same, or even slightly shorter if you prefer, and breathe out for one additional count. And you can do that by simply slowing your breath down, or finding a slightly fuller exhalation by engaging across the navel and helping the air to leave the lungs slightly longer time. Check that your face, shoulders, jaw, chest are all relaxed. And if you find this breath is settling into ease, then you can add an additional count to your exhaled breath. Again, checking your face for tension, releasing it where you find it. And you can add another count to your exhaled breath if it feels comfortable to do so. And don't worry if your exhalation is now more than double your inhalation, you can keep going up to 4 times longer if you like, but not today perhaps. If you'd like to explore further, extending the exhalation, just making sure your face, shoulders and chest remain relaxed. Your breath will always tell you if you've gone too far, and tension will show up in your body. If you prefer to release your breath into its natural rhythm for the remainder of relaxation, you can do that too. If you're still counting your breath, allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm at the end of your next exhalation. Just spend these last couple of minutes of relaxation, softening any effort from your face, chest, shoulders, back. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your body by rubbing the pad of your thumb over the pads of the other fingers. And then wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, maybe roll the wrists and the ankles a couple of times in each direction. When you feel ready, you can take a long, deep breath in and stretch the body in any direction or any way that feels good. And then when you're ready, just placing the hands over the center of the chest. And take your awareness to how you're feeling right now in your body, and whether it feels better than when it did at the beginning of the class. Hopefully that answer is yes. And if you notice that you've overextended or overengaged, then be aware of that and make note for your next practice so that you can work in a more helpful place. When you're ready, you can bring your hands together in Namaste. Lift your chest, take your chin towards your chest, just lengthening out the back of the neck. Give yourself a gentle smile, and in your own time, raise your head and open your eyes. Thank you for joining this practice. I hope you found it useful. Namaste, guys. See you next time.